we'll skip that bit, and we'll go to the. We'll go ahead and move on. So JD Vance, terrible segue, I know, but
You did so well earlier,
I
but that one
know
kind of.
I got discombobulated. That segment went over. So, um, JD Vance, as everybody knows, charming, romantic, personable. None of those things. The guy is just bland as hell. He did an interview recently. Let's see if it gets on here. It's a little slow today. Um, and it did not go well because Tim Walz
In the
asked,
debate, you were
there we
asked to
go.
clarify if you believe Trump lost
Come
the
on.
20.
There we go. Tim Walz asked him in the debate about would you have certified the election on January 6th? And basically JD Vance refused to answer the question. And he's since gone to say, no, basically I wouldn't. I would let Trump overthrow the government, and I would back him on that. Well, this is an interview where she will not, because his whole thing is he's a debate guy, right? He went to wherever it was, Yale or wherever. If he doesn't want to answer the question, he tries to change the subject. But journalists are trained and they know. So this reporter does a great job. She does not let him change
They're
the subject.
aware that you're not answering their question.
Right. And instead of taking the bait, like Tim Walz did in the debate, where Tim Walz did let him change the subject, and then Tim Walz kind of circled back later, this woman doesn't change the subject. She holds him down to it, and he gets really, really pissed off. It's kind of funny to watch.
In the
Let's see.
debate, you were asked to clarify if you believe Trump lost the 2020 election. Do you believe he lost the 2020 election?
I think that Donald Trump and I have both raised a number of issues with the 2020 election, but we're focused on the future. I think there's an obsession here with focusing on 2020. I'm much more worried about what happened after 2020, which is
I still love that. We're focused on the future. That's his bullshit answer. I still don't see how that works. I tried to tell that to if your kid, set the carpet on fire or something. You're like, Timmy, did you set the carpet on fire? Look, Mom and Dad, I'm focused on the future.
Can you imagine the Menendez brothers in their trial? Did you kill your parents? We're focused on the future.
Your Honor, we're focused on the future. You're wanting to push it. Go ahead.
I had to use them as my thing because I admittedly have started going down the rabbit hole of that Netflix show.
Oh, the
Hey
Menendez.
viewers, you watching that Netflix show? Are you guys like me? Are going down the rabbit hole and remembering that whole thing that was stalking us on the news forever? Yeah.
Well, that's actually a good parallel because what she's asking about is what's potentially a criminal act here in 2020 that Trump
Right.
could be tried on.
Sure.
And he's saying, well, no, let's focus on the future. Let's not focus on that. People don't want to focus on that. Well, wait a minute. What's the most popular show on TV right now on Netflix? The Menendez Brothers show, which is about a crime that happened 30 years ago. So people
I'm
are
sure
focused
they'd rather
on.
focus on the future too, but you know what? That wasn't an option.
Yep. Well, but the thing about it is people are still focused on the past and shit and getting things corrected. So he's got nothing. But watch, he's just going to keep trying to dodge and change the subject.
is a wide open border, groceries that are unaffordable. And look,
Senator,
Lulu,
yes or no?
okay.
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Let me ask you a question. Is it okay that big technology companies censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, which independent analysis have said it cost Donald Trump millions of votes?
Senator Vance, I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Did big technology companies censor a story that independent studies have suggested would have cost Trump millions of votes?
She is kicking
She
his ass.
is a boss. She is just like boom, boom, boom. Yeah,
We'll do the
good
full.
job.
We'll do this full interview, and I'll keep asking you the same question, and you can keep trying to dodge it and look like a douchebag, because he does. He looks
Because the more direct and quick she is, And the funny thing is, she lets him get enough words out to make himself look like a freaking moron. If she cut him off even faster, he would have looked less stupid.
Right. But she lets him go into like, okay, well, let me go into this long diatribe. Let me ask you about Hunter Biden's laptop. Let me ask you about this. Let me ask you, why are you asking her the questions? She's the journalist. She's interviewing you. Why are you asking her
The
her
American
opinion?
people are not that interested in her answers.
Well, yeah, she's the reporter. We don't care what her opinion is. You're one running for vice president. But she just holds him to the fire.
Senator
that's the
Vance,
question.
I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020
And I've answered
election?
your question with another question. You answer my question, and I'll answer yours.
I have asked this question repeatedly. It is something that is very important for the American people to know. There is no proof, legal or otherwise, that Donald Trump did not lose the 2020 election.
You're repeating a slogan rather than engaging with what I'm saying, which is that when our own technology firms engage in industrial scale censorship, by the way, backed up by the federal government, in a way that independent studies suggest affect the votes, I'm worried about Americans who feel like there were problems in 2020. I'm not worried about this slogan that people throw. Well, every court case went this way. I'm talking about something very discrete. A problem of censorship in this country that I do think affected things in 2020, and more importantly, that led to Kamala Harris's governance, which has screwed this country up in a big way.
Senator, would you have certified the election in 2020? Yes or no?
I've said that I would have voted against certification because of the concern that I just raised. I think that when you have technology companies...
The answer is no.
When you have technology companies censoring Americans at a mass scale in a way that, again, independent studies have suggested affect the vote, I think that it's right to protest against that, to criticize that, and that's a totally reasonable thing.
So the answer is no.
That right there is J.D. Vance.
She got him. Do you think he lost? He ducked it. They finally did. Oh no, all these technology company problems. Saying, yeah, no, I don't think he lost. Then she said, would you have certified the election? Would you have done your duty as vice president? Would you have certified the... No, I wouldn't have. This is basically what he did. But she got him. And all she did was just keep repeating the same question. He couldn't weasel his way too much. He finally gave himself so much rope he hung himself. She nailed it. It was fucking great. It was so good.
I hope she wins an award for that. And now the funny thing is the only thing she'd be winning an award for is continuing to ask the same one question over and over again.
Oh,
but it would be very difficult not to finally get frustrated and give up on a question somebody wasn't answering. So she did a great job in sticking to that.
Well, that's what he's doing. So he's basically what's called Gish Gallop. It's a debate technique. And basically what he's doing is that he's just going, I'm just going to keep saying shit and bringing in a bunch of stuff and trying to distract you so that you can't address it. And what she's done is just ignore it completely and stay with the question. Right? So he can't go anywhere. You know, it's basically the logical equivalent of me trying to bullshit my way out of something and Lacey going, okay, yeah, but did you do that? Well, but Lacey, what you don't understand is there's all these other factors that go, yeah, Duncan, but did you fart? But Lacey, you don't understand there's a lot of different smells and ambiences in the, yeah, but did you fart? Eventually, I'm going to have to answer the question because she's not going to get off of it. That's all she did. It's so stupid. It's brilliant. But he's so used to getting away with that shit. And Tim Walz was not a good